Once win.
Sign of the time, but that's
Any rules to this?
each contender puts down his stake, which rises the more fights he wins. If you want to up for the next.
Any rules to this?
Each contender put up
Worthy.
for starter, stand and fight. But first, in that case, fight his balls.
Afraid of him!
Slug it between the eyes. Finally, and you're moving up.
Worthy.
The better the opponent. In that case,
Don't be afraid of him!
fight his balls.
Stop stroking him and wrap him up!
That was a sight for sore eyes. Beautiful. You're moving.
Worthy.
Excellent. This is the strongest lad I know. Hurry before it's too. In that case, slug it between the eyes.
Stop stroking him and wrap him up!
Fight his balls. Finally, an end to the flailing and someone with a touch of finesse. The pool is yours. A wonderful show of strength. Seems there's
You couldn't be more wrong.
Sir Silver.
It is I.
Funny seeing you here. Oh, I'll never forget.
On many occasions did my brother prove his greatness. Alas, the world's going. But there's a Witcher among you. And though his blood is no matter. I challenge you, Witcher! The wager is 2 sacks of gold. Believe me.
You want to prove you're your brother's equal? Show me what you're made of.
Stand and fight.
Slug it between the eyes.
Stop stroking him and wrap him up!
Between the eyes.
You won. Finish me off.
I'm no murderer. Besides, it was only a fist fight.
I'd rather have died at your hands.
It was an honest fight, just like you wanted.
You fail to understand. My reputation is ruined. My honor gone.
I thrashed you and won a pile of coin. Not sure I care about your reputation.
We'll meet again. Silgrat forgets no insult.
Congratulations to the victors and thanks to the vanquished.
Don't be afraid of him!
Slug it between the eyes.
Look, another one. You let one human in and in no time, you've got a swarm.
Fight his balls. What's the meaning of this? Don't blow your soul. Not around here. Not around here.
You missed quite a scrap, gentlemen, and an opportunity to slay a monarch. There was a struggle and the prince was wounded.
You've all seen the magical phenomenon covering the battlefield. For any who still have doubts, this is no mundane mist, nor a petty fairground illusion. Most likely, we're up against a blood curse. We do not know who cast it or why. For now, I have one piece of good news is that Henselt and his army have been halted for the time being.
And the bad news?
The mist will grow. It may even engulf VERGEN.
Can they be made penitent? With an axe to the head?
In theory, yes, but I would suggest putting your faith in a silver weapon. Furthermore, the ghosts will weaken as they move away from the mist.
Is there any way to drive it off? Exorcise it?
A question for myself and Geralt of Rivia.
The Kingslayer?
Contrary to what old women at the wells say, he did not, in fact, slay any kings.
Of course he didn't. Wouldn't hurt a fly, that one. Look at his eyes. You'll see he's the sensitive.
Whatever you may see in his eyes, few know more about Gentlemen, I do not require you to understand this phenomenon, but there are a few rules I insist you...
Here we go.
No one is to approach the mist. It is more... In addition, we need to learn the story of the battle. For this, I especially count on the aid...
At your service, my lady.
Thank you. To lift the curse, we require some objects symbolic of the war. Ones belonging to those who perished here.
Pfft. More scrap iron from that massacre lying about than lice in Cecil's beard. I thought curses were best...
Please leave the thinking to me, Mr. Zigrin, and I'd gladly hear less from you from now on. The objects must be magically active and strictly linked to the ghosts of the fallen. That is all.
Let me be clear. You're all to aid Philippa and the Witcher. What are you grumbling?
It's something in my gullet.
Take a swig of wine. Now, to worldly matters. How many are we?
Saskia, you know well,
How many?
we dwarves are near 200. But don't judge us by our...
1,000 peasants will come, though you'll get no precise count.
My lords?
53 knights and another 200 armed men.
Henselt leads 5,000, 5 to 1 against us. What think...
We are few, they are many. But we have our...
Oh, for a regiment of heavy arbalists from Lyria.
We have something better. Yorvith's elves. Scoia'tael. Gentlemen, I give you Yorvith.
What do you seek here, murderer?
100 of the North's best archers await your orders, Dragon Slayer.
You wished for archers? Here they are. I take no pleasure in fraternizing with elves. But even a shit-coated he burned down the villages of many in my horde.
The free peasantry is one thing, but a criminal with a price on his head in all the Northern realm?
Saskia, say the word and we'll depart.
Hear me out. Yorvith came to fight for me. I trust him, and I know that he'll stay the course. Just like each of you.
How could you know that? He's an elf. Treason runs in his veins.
He's been fighting humans for a century.
But for the first time in scores of years, his fight makes sense. The Scoia'tael know no peace. They've died for Nilfgaard, for the Valley of the Flowers, in vain. They've been betrayed and cheated. Now they have a new goal. The Pontar Valley could be the first state where no man would have to fear elven arrows when venturing beyond city walls. And first, however, we have a battle to win. You know who we're up against. It's a splendid army, brave and well. I want Yorvith to sit at the same table as we do. I want him to kill Cadweni for us. And I assure you that he'll do so with a smile. If
I'm to see a smile on that skinny face, amen. Yorvith stays.
Bloody hell. Father's turning in his grave, but a must's a must. I say aye.
Nay, you killed my men, elf. Remember them?
If I hadn't killed them, they'd have killed me.
All right. For the sake of better times, and for Kedwin's doom, aye!
Down with the sons of bitches! Cheers!
Poison! She's dying. Take her somewhere safe and guard her with your lives. I'll gather what I need and join you soon.
I'll place my best warriors on watch.
Quickly, lads! A litter!
She's ceased casting spells.
Saskia, is she alive?
In a manner of speaking, I've slowed her life functions as far as possible. Her condition is stable.
What can we do?
Treatment will require herbs, magic, and blood.
Not ordinary blood, I presume.
Correct. We require royal blood.
We could use lether right now.
What kind of herbs are we talking about?
I'll need a subterranean variety of purple foxglove, known to the dwarves as the Immortelle, and an elven rose of remembrance.
Triss had a rose of remembrance. She claimed the flowers are exceptional.
Long ago, the Enshe who succeeded in cultivating the roses enjoyed great respect,
Times have changed.
as have elves.
There are no elven gardens nearby. We must return to Flotsam.
Triss has a rose of remembrance from Flotsam. It's her we need to find. Where will we find Immortelles?
They grow deep beneath the earth, which should not be a problem as VERGEN lies on top of a mine.
How will they help Saskia?
Mage pain wreaks havoc in internal tissues. The Immortelle will help restore them.
What else do you need to heal Saskia?
Thaumadour is a self-perpetuating substance. Any incursion into a cluster of poisoned cells causes an immediate chain reaction. To interrupt this reaction, I'll need an ungodly amount of the power. A water or air genie, or one of the 20 legendary rings of power would be best.
One to bring them all, and in the darkness, but...
Right. And then I'll have to run barefooted to the top of a volcano.
All right, all right. Let's forget the rings. I need a vast quantity of the power, no matter the source.
An immortelle, a rose of remembrance, royal blood and magic sound...
But poor one at that. No prince's kiss to top things off.
I wish it were a fairy tale, especially a poor one.
You may. What about the Battle of Wraiths?
I must first see if the spells keeping Saskia alive are in order. Then, actually, you could tend to that yourself.
In that case, I shall search for the poisoner.
Only Philippa Eilhart may enter.
Don't let her die back there.
Only Philippa Eilhart may enter.
You play dice?
Aye.
And that's it?
And VERGEN.
Show me what you can...
Me first.
You lose. Well, I'll be plowed. Yeah. You're a witcher like any other, but those...
Nothing special about them.
You're mistaken. Few know how to make... I wouldn't mind a closer look at your swords. Care to browse through my web?
At your service. Care for a... You lost.
Truly interesting. I think I've heard of you. Hey ho, 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 hey ho.
What is it, Witcher?
Who is that girl?
Cynthia, a leashed sorceress.
A charming expression. Do you also use muzzles?
Leash means a connection between a sorceress and her assistant. An unfortunate term, I admit, but it explains how it's convenient, and except for the name, not derisive at all. But you're not here to talk about Cynthia.
At the council, you mentioned artifacts were needed to undo the curse.
But I can't look for them now.
I can do that.
Why?
I have my reasons. Tell me something. What happened here 3 years ago?
Henselt attacked Edirne, but met his match. Nobody won that war. Sabrina Glephesig got into a conflict with the commander-in-chief of the Kedweni forces. Fireballs turned the battlefield into a flaming tomb. Henselt accused Sabrina of using a forbidden weapon.
And Sabrina cursed Henselt.
I think so. I suspect the curse got out of hand because of the
Circumstances? The stars weren't right, wrong phase of the moon. There's always an excuse for simple...
She placed the curse while burning at the stake. Her hands and feet nailed to a wagon.
Know anything about blood curses?
Do you?
We're dealing with a 4th-level curse, also known as the Curse of the Archmistress.
Well, well, I'm impressed.
Thing is, until now I thought it was only a myth, that such a curse couldn't be cast.
You thought wrong. There are 6 confirmed cases of this curse being...
What about confirmed cases of it being lifted?
1. Achieved by a team of sorcerers.
Small world.
That's not all. The curse investigated by Francesca and Sabrina. They were cursed by Scarlet Rodalega, a complete madman, but very talented.
So Sabrina's curse is just a knockoff Rodalega?
Exactly.
Can Francesca's experience help us?
Certainly. I know the symbols and the workings of the curse,
Care to explain? I'm the one risking my neck.
You'll have to relive the battle and change its course at the right moment. I don't know exactly what will happen.
Did you notice? Not all the ghosts were aggressive.
Yes. Most just disappeared when they touched the aura of a living person.
I think the curse corrupts the ghosts of the fallen and turns them into draugrs.
Is that the Witcher's professional name for wraiths?
Draugrs are demons of war. They arise at sites of exceptionally vicious, bloody battles.
Can you kill them by conventional means?
A silver sword is enough for a draugr, but as long as the curse remains active, new ones will arise. The soldiers' ghosts are the key. If I could turn the tide of the battle...
For that you'll need symbols of war belonging to those who fell. Hatred, death, courage, and faith.
Right. I'll look around.
Finding 2 will be enough. Get the symbols...
I'd prefer courage and faith.
Don't fuss.
I'll see what I can do. I'm good for now. I'll let you know when I learn something.
You wanted...
You said we'd need a magical object to cure Saskia.
Magical items do not grow on trees, as you know. Luckily,
I was hoping you'd be specific.
I won't ask you to traipse around with a divining rod. I dare say Alderman Burden... You wanted to discuss something?
How is it?
This has grown into more than a...
Saskia isn't fighting for Edirne, but why are you here?
It is my duty. If a dark scenario that is nevertheless...
Even if she thwarts Henselt, there'll be no independent...
Temeria's expansionist plans melted... I'm here.
I'm looking for Triss. Letho forced her to...
Letho?
Voltest's killer. Perhaps Demavend's too. Will you...
Certainly. We sorceresses must stick together.
Triss contacted you through Sheila de Tanzerville's megascope while in...
And I haven't heard from her since.
Can you locate her?
A megascope responds to a person's aura. You were close to her. Maybe you...
No, I don't have anything.
Not good. Wait. A local drunkard claims he saw a redhead...
There are many redheads.
Perhaps they're just drunken delusions. It's possible.
As it's our only lead, I'll talk...
I'm not used to associating with drunkards.
Thank you.
Come back as soon as you learn anything. You wanted to discuss...
Is what they...
Prince Stennis decorated her for it. If you want to know the...
Have you heard about a Witcher's school? Apparently the Vipe...
No. Why do you...
The Kingslayer wears a medallion adorned with a viper.
Pretentious and childish for my taste.
A sorceress like you ought to know bundles about the...
A sorceress's knowledge has nothing to do with...
The hunt's not a superstition.
True. The phenomenon seems to...
I want to know everything there is to know about it.
It's strictly atmospheric. Remember the antidote for Saskia. It's very important. You wanted to do... Remember the antidote for Saskia. It's very important.
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philip...
My condolences.
No need for that. True, she's a demanding... Not like that old tart de Tanzaville.
You know Sheila?
I've seen her cast spells. Sheila's quite manly in her style.
Is that your opinion? Or are you just repeating what...
We agree in our assessment. Tris Marigold, on the other hand, is talented.
That's interesting.
Kira Metz and Margarita Lo Antia. Then there's Francesca Finderbear.
I take it Philippa has none of these flaws.
Ambition. Infinite.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a magic...
I'm certain you can't afford it, Witcher.
No matter. I have a few of my own tricks as it is.
You mean Witcher's signs? Philippa.
Invite me over the next time she conjures up this garden. I'd gladly see it.
Naturally. But I doubt Philippa's in the mood for complicated illusion.
Thought we had a basilisk. His greetings, white wolf.
Sorceress.
Would you look?
Greetings.
You don't know me.
Vivaldi doing all right?
Full of bean.
I could use...
Sure thing.
I'm sure Vivaldi wouldn't mind if I borrowed a bit more than that.
I can believe that. But you can't expect me to compromise my finale.
When do you want it back?
Whenever is good for you. All Vivaldi will be glad to... Godspeed, Witcher.
I think I've heard of you. What's the rush?
I'm associated with sorceresses.
People of VERGEN, we have a magical mist full of ghosts just outside our walls, so you'd better think twice before entering it. The mist, may the plague take it, threatens all manner of creatures. So anyone headed to the quarries or walking through the gullies should take exceptional heed. The squirrels that have made camp by the burnt huts are not our enemies, so says Saskia. So it is. Master Geralt of Rivia and Sorceress Philippa Eilhart will deal with the mist and the wraiths. Now, open the gates and get to work.
Cecil, do you know anyone who fought in the war 3 years ago?
I did.
Did you fight here at Vergen? Philippa claims you know a bit about the battle. Then why did he attack Eddern?
According to Henselt, Upper Eddern is the ancient...
That brazen farter had a point. If you read some...
Load of crap. 700 years ago, the elf...
All right. Hensel wanted to conquer Upper Eddern.
He rolled in, got
Cecil, that doesn't help me much.
It wasn't a battle.
The ghosts of the fallen fight in the mist. They turn into horrible creatures called Draugrs. Eternians can...
Bloody hell. No peace even after death. Very well. Listen. A beautiful day that grew hot later, very hot. But we had a surprise of our own. Under the cover of, we decimated the Dunbanner, but that was only the beginning. So then, Vandegrift himself entered the fray. Seltkirk, I thought it was the end of us. Fire covered the battlefield. Yes, there were no, they say.
Did you see the duel between Seltkirk and...
I stood half a furlong from them. Never seen a... They'd already met once, at a jousting tour. Seltkirk was a true knight. Vandegrift was so pissed off after that tournament, I bet he cut down Selk.
Vandegrift is dead.
Saskia's got it. Good thing too, after the battle, when the flames... You
captured the Dunbanner standard?
Henselt's choice troops have not a one survived. The men of the Dun were real swaggerers. Aye, we captured their stand.
I'm going to need that standard. Remember anything from before the battle?
As if it was yesterday. Henselt's troops, our hearts rose at the sight of the banners of over 5,000 strong. Only King Demavend was missing.
You saw the Kidwennies cross the...
From afar, I saw Vandegrift leading 4,000 hit. As soon as he set foot on Adernian land, and Selkirk stepped out in...
Thanks, Cecil, that was helpful.
Madam Eilhard claims you need 4 symbols. The standard symbolizes death.
I have a feeling Philippa has a handle on the red.
Here's hoping you're right.
Saskia needs help, Cecil. Philippa can produce an ant.
Would you like a fern and a dancing worm to go with it?
Where exactly is there?
Seek out the ruins in the forest. Why's it glum?
Thanks, Cecil.
No, Witcher.
This must be the...
We can't feed ourselves, though, of course.
I'm sure his motivations... How long have you been alderman?
My predecessor was killed 3... Mostly I deal with trade.
How are things?
Everyone. Yorveth's warrior, I'd feel. Don't forget about the monsters in the pit.
Greeting. Don't bump your woman. Okay. Hello, Witcher. Don't bump your woman.
Strangers, more strangers. Greetings! Strangers, more strangers.
face, eyes like embers. It raised his hand and pointed a finger at them.
Don't try anything.
Greetings, colleague. I'm Urso. Rat traps of all sorts for mice. Greetings.
Greetings.
Got an itch on my ass. Catch something big.
Pray tell.
I have a few questions.
And you believe I should ask?
I think your Royal Highness had...
The intricacies.
I need royal blood.
As you know, I've yet to be crowned.
But blood of your royal ancestors flows through your...
True, but that doesn't mean I'll shed a drop for some vagabond. Are you a witcher or a vampire?
I need it to save Saskia.
I need you to live. Don't bother me with such audacious proposals.
You might be surprised, Prince, but I...
The famous Geralt of Rivia. Invited... Think I'm impressed? Calanth is dead. Meve curses your name.
Are you going somewhere with this?
Indeed. If the thug is naive, and when, having done it truly... Get out! Get out! Get out!